Latest visuals over here in our big screen of India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman meeting India's President Draupadi Murmu with the red color Bahi Khata. Nirmala Sitharaman wearing traditional hand-woven Kanjivaram sari. This is just from a short while ago, as we continue to count down. Bear in mind, agriculture is back at the center of the policy debate, not just as a lifeline for millions of farmers, but as a stress test really for growth, climate resilience, and food security. I'm going to take this across to Vivek Kumar, who continues to be with us. Vivek, here you have a budget that, expectations are anything from artificial intelligence, critical minerals to EV adoption, and yet here we are, agriculture. Big expectations from budget 2026 when it comes to what it's going to have in store for India's agriculture sector. Please unmute yourself, sir.
Sorry. So, yes, that's a very relevant question. I think if you look at it, what was the allocation to agriculture along with the allied sectors, because agriculture is just not agriculture. If you look at the entire primary sector, one statistic we normally refer to is that out of the total agri output, agri and allied output, the farm sector actually contributes not more than 60%. So there is a roughly 60-40 divide between the farm sector activity and the non-farm sector activity. So when we talk about agri, you probably have to look at it in the holistic picture. It's the farm plus the non-farm sector which contributes towards the rural well-being. And from just a agri perspective, the size of the budget was roughly close to 1,70,000 crores. Sorry, it was not 1,70,000 crores. It was almost 17 lakh crores, if I am correct. Yes, and this number for rural development was much higher. So if you look at the balance between agri and the non-agri side of the budget, it's tilted much more towards the non-agri, which I would probably take the entire rural development budget, which is of roughly of the order of 26 lakh crore. Now, that's the kind of skewness that we have with respect to budgetary allocation. There is a lot more going into the non-agri related activities vis-a-vis the pure agri related activities as far as budget allocation is concerned. Now, for this year perspective, I think what one could possibly look at for is how to insulate the farmer income from the vagaries of the climate. And when we refer to the vagaries of the climate, in the last 4 or 5 years, we've seen instances of, let's say, monsoon being almost on the dot, plus minus 5%, not more than the normal conditions, especially if you look at last 2 years. So monsoon performance has been overall very satisfactory, but there are huge gaps with respect to how the geographical spread has been, how the timing of the precipitation has been, and this leads to a lot of volatility. This is something that we saw in case it affects us from the perspective of food prices. We've seen enough volatility in food prices. This year we've been fortunate, but last year we were at the receiving end of food prices when food prices were absolutely berserk. So we need some sort of a mechanism where we can possibly insulate the farm income. It will have a repercussion for an inflation situation. It will provide stability to the farm sector income, and it could also help us create a value chain in the entire agri belt, which consists of both agri as well as the non-farm agri related activity.